Hello and welcome to another update video here about Bitcoin. So we start here at the lower time frame just now, really unchanged from the previous videos. There's a change we could make. I'm not making it yet. I'm making you aware it might be something that we might want to do at a later stage, because we could understand this entire range that we are doing here as a triangle. At the moment, I have only highlighted the triangle here, all the way to the peak at 20,430. An Elliott Wave triangle, which then would normally break out to the downside. Therefore, we are primarily expecting lower lows unless we really go above, first of all, 20,170. That is sort of the first breakout point, but it wouldn't really be a breakout. It's only an indication that we might reconsider a shift to the upside. Okay. But unless we really go above the 20,570 level, we're not going to have a breakout to the upside. And until that is the case, we have to expect still a move to the downside. It's only that here certain levels in between will give us an indication that the move down may not happen. So we're expecting one more dip, at least here in the short term. Yeah. In situations like these, it is best to drive on site, especially if you have a chart like Bitcoin, where really numerous different possibilities are possible. So as I said, it could very well be that we see this entire price action as a range, as a sideways triangle. So basically we could say that, take that line out, so it could very well be that the wave E of the triangle actually peaked here. The wave D was then here. The wave C, whoops, no, didn't want to move that. The wave C actually peaked here, and the wave B was in fact actually here. So it just shows you though, and it would extend it. You might question, well, what change does that make? It doesn't really make a change in the short term. It just means that we haven't yet seen the wave 1 of that impulse down. We haven't yet seen the wave 2 of the impulse down. Now that could be good for the bullish scenario. Why? Because it could very well be that only this was the 1 and the 2, which would indicate this is a very short wave 1, yeah, and that could indicate that the dip to the downside will be rather short, because you have your 1, 2, then the wave 3, normally the 1-to-1 ratio or the 1.618 extension of the wave 1. So we might actually end up above the 18.9k level. So that's just speculation at the moment. What you need to understand is that we will primarily expect another low here. Ideally, it is holding above the 18.9k level. And I'm going to change the triangle back. The thing is, we don't know which of these possibilities is currently playing out. Or maybe I leave it like that as a possibility here. So I'll leave it like that, and we can then see in the next video how this played out. I think today could be a day where we are going to see a breakout of the range. I mean, even this shifted triangle would now suggest that we are going to see a move down imminently. Now again, if we break above the high here at 20,170, that would be a break above the wave E high. It at least indicates that it's not playing out as this chart would suggest. Therefore, we have a chart where we could also go up straight away. Yeah, we talked about that before, that we actually expect a recovery from here, because the minimum, yeah, and that is always important, the minimum requirements for this move down, they have been fulfilled. We can count 5 waves as complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't technically need to go any lower. Of course, we can always get an extension to the downside, and that is what we simply don't know, and that is what currently the lower level wave count suggests, that there will be one more dip. How low is that going to go? Again here, ideally it's holding above 18.9k. That would be better for the bullish scenario, but even if we go below that, we still have a bullish scenario to go to focus on. However, again, if we go below 18.9k, we will make the bearish one the primary one. Okay, at the moment we can still say that we have here a 1-2, 1-2 pattern. Again, that would be invalidated below 18.9k. There is another bullish scenario that we could in that case use. That is the Bitcoin leading diagonal, a very, very valid pattern as well. Equally realistic, I would say, you know. Also here we could say that we've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up already complete, and that we are now heading down in, again, what could be only a wave A. Yeah, so it could very well be this is only the wave A. We are moving up next in a wave B to the upside, and there are different interpretations where the wave A could end. We're going to move up in a wave B and would then come down in a wave C. The problem here is that the wave A came down very low, dangerously low, to the 17.6k level. So the wave C, there is a risk that the wave C is going to go below that level. And then of course, and this is sort of the only bullish one we can then go with, should we go below 18.9k, unless someone knows another one, but this is what I'd go with. And then of course we've got the bearish count, the bearish wave count that we have on the radar as well. So again, below 18.9k, this for me will get more likely. And however, it would also suggest that after we see this dip as complete, again, it could be complete already, even though I think it's not. I think we're going to see another extension to the downside. Here in the bearish count, that could obviously go quite a bit lower before we see a wave 2 recovery and then come down and make lower lows. Yeah. But that is currently not my primary expectation, but we have to have it on the radar because we don't want to be caught out. And then I'm just wondering, why do I have the mana chart open here? Didn't want to do that. Just go back to the main Bitcoin chart just to show you the longer time frame as well, because a lot of people asked. So longer time frame chart, main chart here is Bitcoin created a wave 1 to the upside here that started at the COVID low at around here $3,760. So this chart would technically get invalidated below that level. Yeah, so we move up here in a wave 1, came down in an A, overshooting wave B, and we're now coming down in the wave 2. Again, that wave 2 might be complete. Next wave up would be a wave 3. Targets for the new all-time high, in my opinion, at least $116,000. Even if we go below the $3,660, which I think Bitcoin will never get back to, but even if it does, there is another chart that I can use, which is not a problem there, but it means that there is a bullish chart where Bitcoin can come down to $460 without invalidating an overall bullish scenario on the long-term chart. I know a lot of people will say, right, but what's the use of that? And a lot of people won't like that. I don't think Bitcoin will never come down to that level again anyway. But if it does, we can go to that chart. I'm still simply stating the possibilities here. Yeah? So there is a chart, and if we go down to that level, I'm going to go, I wouldn't say all in, but I will accumulate, just to continue to accumulate really. But it will never get to that level. I mean, I would be extremely surprised. For me already, the 10k level is my worst case. Okay. So yeah, this is just a higher level count. And at the moment, my view overall is that Bitcoin is currently creating its third 1-2 pattern. So on the long-term chart, yeah, in Bitcoins, all these bull markets, they have been 1-2 patterns. That is a completely normal development in when you look at young assets. Yeah, you have your wave 1-2, you have another 1-2. This is the third 1-2 pattern. And this is what young assets do. They build a foundation to the future, because all these 1-2 patterns, they need a wave 3 and a wave 4 and a wave 5. So it will cascade higher. You need it. If a young asset doesn't do it, it is going to struggle going forward to achieve moon prices. And I see Bitcoin in a few years, or maybe, it could be 5 years or whatever, or even 10 years. But I see Bitcoin going to 1 million. Yeah. So this is my long-term view. Absolutely. So yeah, and this is really everything I can talk about, in terms of that long-term view. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out my or the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.